Now in this video, I'll be giving you my unboxing and the full video review of the Oppo Find X2 Pro, and I'll answer all the questions that you have asked me in my YouTube community page about this particular phone, so keep watching. Hey, what's up guys, Adam Lobo here and you're watching Adam Lobo TV. If you guys are new, hello and welcome. Do consider subscribing to my channel as I release videos at least twice a week, sometimes is 3 times a week. And if you're returning as a subscriber, welcome back my friends. Nice to see you back here. Now starting from the unboxing, the box comes in a nice premium blue color with a texture but a flat print on top. Then the Oppo logo will be on the top left, the specs on the top right, and Find X2 Pro in the middle. Opening the box, you'll find another box, this time in black, where right inside you'll find a SIM ejector pin and a textured TPU soft case. Then underneath you'll find the phone itself. Below that you'll find a white box which houses the USB-C earphones, the USB-A to USB-C cable, and also the ear tips for the earphones. And lastly, you find the 65 watt Super VOOC charger, which was really nice of Oppo to include that in the box, because you know how some companies just doesn't include it in the box, so good job Oppo. Now as for the phone specs, the Oppo Find X2 Pro is a 5G ready phone, so it is future proof with the Snapdragon 865 chipset with the Adreno 650 GPU. It comes with a massive 12 gigs of RAM with also a huge 512 gigs of storage, which is using the UFS 3.0 storage, and it comes shipped with Android 10 with ColorOS 7.1, and it also has IP68 dust and water resistant. Now going into the color finishes, it comes in 2 colors for you guys to choose from for this particular X2 Pro variant, where the one which I have is called the Black Ceramic. Then it's also available in orange color vegan variant as well. Now starting from the design and build, my first reaction when I held the phone was how solidly built, where it had a nice weight to it, and then the 3 cameras are placed towards the top left of the phone in a vertical position. Now what's particularly unique about this phone is the textured like finish at the back of the phone. So although the rear is made of glass, this little textured finish makes the phone way slippery than a typical glassback phone. Now the camera bump is a bit on a big side, so you will have the phone wobble if you guys type it on the surface, so keep that in mind. Now the front area of the phone has a curved-like screen that melts towards the sides, giving that premium flagship look also for the phone. Now looking at the phone spots and buttons, looking down below, there is the USB-C port and one of the stereo speakers and the single SIM card slot. Then looking on the left, there is the volume rocker and the power button on the right. Now one thing worth mentioning is the fact that you can find a slight green line on the power button just to add a little character to the phone. Now as for the phone screen, it has a 6.7-inch AMOLED screen with a maximum resolution of 1440 by 3168 pixels, which is labeled as QHD Plus display. It also has a massive brightness up to a whopping 1200 nits, which means that you won't have any issues when viewing the phone under a bright daylight. Now it also has a 10-bit display, which is actually the highest A+ score in the Display Made Best Smartphone Display Award, beating every other flagships in the market and setting 12 smartphone display performance records. And yes, watching videos on the phone was absolutely stunning, and I was very blown away by the screen quality, especially paired with the 120Hz refresh rate at QHD+. Hands down, this is my favorite screen on a smartphone at this particular moment. And there's also the Ultra Vision technology, which gives a boost on the phone's display as well. Now what's cool is also that the screen covers all the way at the hole punch display when watching Netflix instead of before the hole punch, which some other phones tend to do, which is also another plus feature. So there's your display quality test, Shahzad Mansoor, and yes, your answer to Muhammad Afif. Now let's look at the camera specs. The phone has a 48 megapixel f1.7 aperture which uses the Sony IMX689 sensor and another huge 48 megapixel f2.2 aperture which is a 17mm focal length ultra wide angle lens which uses the Sony IMX586 sensor, and lastly a 13 megapixel f3.0 aperture periscope lens which has 10 times hybrid zoom and up to 60 times digital zoom. Now pictures on the 48 megapixel mode was great as expected, where the amount of detail is amazing, especially if you zoom in closer. But again, I would just recommend this mode only if you really need to punch in into certain areas of the picture. Now the regular shots look great with the best color accurate photo on any other smartphones they have used, so you will expect a way less saturated photos with less amount of contrast for you to really dial in and adjust anything after taking a shot, which almost feels like it was shot on RAW, which was really nice. Now since there is a large sensor on the phone's camera, the portrait mode was really great to take some nice shallow depth of field when it comes to objects. Now with the periscope lens, you can zoom up to 10 times in the app, which I find that the quality was really good up to 5 times. But if you go up to 10 times, here's where you'll need a lot of light and less shake when you take the photos to make sure it is sharp in 10 times zoom. And then looking at the ultra wide angle shots, the 17mm focal length was perfect as it was just wide enough to take some great shots without having any distortions on the sides. Then when taking photos at night, the phone has the latest Ultra Night Mode 3.0, where I find that the dedicated night mode was really good at raising the shadows and highlights just nicely, especially when taking shots indoors during low light as well. And yes, you can take all the lenses during this dedicated night mode, including the 10 times zoom feature, where as mentioned it is great, but you will sacrifice the quality of the image, but at 5 times and 2 times zoom, it still looks nice and sharp. Then as for the front camera, it comes with a 32 megapixel f2.4 aperture, and when it comes to the selfie shots, here's where once again the shots did not look like it's over sharpened or soft at all, again giving you more flexibility in editing the photos after. There are beauty modes in there, but as usual I would turn it off. Then the portrait selfie was also really amazing with just the right amount of background blur without losing any details at the back. As for video, the rear camera records up to UHD 4K 2160 up to 60 frames per second, where the videos look nice and sharp, and the image stabilization was really good at 4K 30 frames per second. What's nice is there is the option to switch the lenses while recording, which gave a nice versatile shooting experience. Then as for the front, it records up to 1080p up to 30 frames per second, where the quality of the camera was great, but the footage was not as stable as the rear camera, but still usable for your social media needs. Now, due to the current COVID-19 situations, I could not take the phone elsewhere to test the camera to its full limits, but based on what I've tested overall, indeed, this is a really good camera, especially for the rear lenses. So there's your camera performance test. Sofrin TV, Ko Ju Ping and Bilal Ramadan. Now as for the phone speakers, it has a stereo speaker. One speaker is just next to the USB-C port and the other is on the earpiece area with a Dolby surround sound, and I have to say that the sound quality on the phone gave me a very pleasant surprise with great volume and proper separation of the music and the vocals cutting right through. And here's a quick sound test.
What does getting deep now? What does getting deep now? Follow me around. Yeah. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down.
So there's your sound test, Kalem Chow. Now as for the phone software, it is shipped with the latest Android 10 with ColorOS 7.1, and the ColorOS skin has improved a lot since it was first introduced, and the more I use it as my daily driver phone, the more I get used to it. And with this massive 12 gigs of RAM, I've opened many apps at the same time, just trying my best to crash any apps and to make it restart. But the good news is that it did not, so that is a huge plus. So overall, it was a great phone as my daily driver. So there's your RAM management test, Ovinesh Sitasivam. Now onto the phone's battery life. It comes with 4260 milliamps battery. Now some might say that's too small, but wow guys, I was quite blown away by the results, where I've posted up my results on my Instagram stories, because with a QHD Plus resolution and 120Hz refresh rate, I got an amazing 6 hours and 26 minutes of screen on time at 10% battery, and mind you, this is without dark mode turned on. So just imagine the amount of battery that you can get with dark mode turned on. And yes, I'm just gonna stick to the best resolution of QHD Plus and the 120Hz refresh rate the whole time when I use this phone, but maybe with the dark mode turned on because I can. And since the phone comes with a 65-watt SuperVOOC fast charger, it charges the phone from 0 to 100%. When I tested, it got me close to 39 minutes, and to me, my friend, that is a huge plus for the phone. So there's your battery test, Faizul and Blondie version 2. Now as for gaming, I went on trying games which had a better results on a higher refresh rate and also great graphics. So I've tested Gear Club, and the movements of the car with a high refresh rate was godlike. Especially with the amazing graphics found when I was playing Mortal Kombat as well. So yes, playing games on this phone was truly an amazing experience without any heating issues. So that's your answer, Rishi Govakar, on whether or not the phone heats up, Sovereign TV and Mohil Elite. Now in conclusion, Oppo has taken the specs out of the best smartphone list to make sure that they very well deliver the best. And yes, indeed, this is the best that they have come up with a 5G ready phone with a price of 4,599 ringgit. And Oppo's e-commerce is giving out a massive 10 million ringgit discount for a safe and contactless shopping experience at home during this movement restriction order. And you can get a discount up to 250 ringgit for any Oppo smartphone or IoT devices by entering the promo code, which I'll link down below to get your discount now. And I'll also include the official website link for y'all to make a purchase over there as well. Now some might say that it is expensive, but again, you get more than what you pay for, because if you're looking for a phone which has the best that Oppo has to offer, a great screen, a fantastic battery life, and a great camera, and a future-proof device since it is a 5G phone as mentioned, then this should be your choice. So there's your answer, Anil Singh, where I did put the phone through its paces. Alright guys, with this, do let me know what you guys think of the Oppo Find X2 Pro down at the comment section below. Would you guys get it? Do let me know down below. Now, if you guys like this video and find this video helpful, be sure to give this video a nice thumbs up. That would be very much appreciated. Subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay at home. This is Adam Lobo, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.